And that's a look at the news. Our next report coming up at the top of the hour at 8:05. I'm Pat Septak for Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA News.
And how was your weekend?
Very nice, Matt.
Any big events happening over the weekend? Or just
actually, yeah, I was quite busy. I played another event at the Holiday Market in downtown Pittsburgh at Market Square.
Nice.
This time, instead of playing Saturday night, I played Saturday morning. And
nice.
The crowd was almost as big as the first night that I played. But very nice event there.
Yeah.
And then Saturday evening, I went to my 30th high school reunion.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't believe it's been 30 years.
30th high school
graduated
reunion.
high school, but yes, North Catholic.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Now, was that at the old site up in up near Troy Hill? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask because I know the new one is up in the Cranberry area.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reunion was held at a bar/restaurant in Neville Island, but Neville Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then but what you were asking. Well, yeah. When I graduated from North Catholic, of course, they were located on Troy Hill.
Right.
But you're right. They have since moved to Cranberry Township under a new name, or I should say, an expanded name.
Right. Cardinal Whirl.
Yeah, Cardinal Whirl.
Yeah. It's funny. Now, was this reunion attended and supervised by certain females in their habits, or was it just a fun time for everybody? Okay, good.
No one's there.
Nobody was.
Nobody's smacking our hands with the rollers.
Stole the line from me. I appreciate that.
Sorry.
That's fine. Although it's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking about this because yesterday when I came home from work at my other job, we were going down Shenango Road, and there's an intersection up there, and you may be familiar with it, where Shenango Road intersects with the 37th Street extension.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we were driving past that, and usually Shenango Road people have the right of way. And we did. But the guy coming out of 37th Street extension, I guess he was trying to make a U-turn right at the intersection, and he started to pull out as we were passing by. I'm thinking, this is unacceptable. So I'm starting to thinking, why do they not teach this in driver's ed? And it got my brain thinking, got the gears going, as unfortunately it often does. And I started thinking, where we really, because I admit, I've heard stories about the nuns in Catholic schools growing up, and I'm pretty sure you have a couple of your own.
Sure.
Of the nuns growing up with rulers and, smacking your hands with rulers because you didn't remember what 5 + 3 was. Yeah. And I'm thinking, there's no room for that. That's
Yeah.
Kids shouldn't be punished for not knowing 5 + 3.
No.
However, I think we should mandate. I should write a letter to Tom Wolfe about this. I think every single driver's ed class in the state should be run through an old school Catholic school. Have the nuns as the driver's ed teachers.
You know what? I think you're onto something.
Because I'll tell you what, if you need to smack somebody's hand with a roller for something, it's for making bad turns, not stopping at stop signs, not obeying the speed limit. Tell me this wouldn't create a better system of drivers in this country.
Well, you know what? I have to agree with you on that. It would certainly straighten a lot of people out when it comes to driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, it's like some of these drivers out there. What driver's ed course did they take?
Yeah.
Because
I feel like there's not a lot of discipline when it comes to the actual driving part of drivers ed. And this isn't to take away from any driver's ed teachers out there. They're just in the business, to do what they do. And
sure.
But I feel like a lot of driver's ed courses these days are like 20% driving and 80% don't die. That's all they show is videos on let me break it down a little more. 20% driving, 70% don't die, and 10% here's what the signs mean. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot more discipline is brought by that stance rather than, the actual driving part. Because the driving part is like, okay, that's okay, take your time. It's a very liberating sort of feeling. And it's okay to understand it, but the fact of the matter is, You know, you have a nun in the seat beside you, you know, with that ruler, you know.
Yeah.
Makes for one hell of an emergency brake now, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like, you know, you start, guy to pass the stop sign, just like,
yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Let this car go. He was here first.
Yeah, Al and I had Al Gehring and I had a similar conversation about this a while back, and we were talking about bad drivers, you know, and I said, yeah, it's bad enough. I mean, you have to worry about your own driving and make sure you're doing everything okay, but you also got to worry about all the other drivers out there.
Right.
So I told him, I said, whenever I'm on the road, I just pretend that everyone else, they don't know what they're doing. So I have just automatically assume that they're bad drivers.
That's a good philosophy to say.
Which in many cases they are.
Yeah. You're guaranteed to be right about half the time.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's my new stance. Old school Catholic nuns
there you go.
In driver's ed to put some discipline into our next generation of drivers.
Send a letter to our legislators, see if we can get something passed.
The second they reach for that phone, the second they reach for their phone, just like, oh, let me text somebody to make sure yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful.
That would teach them.
You remember what it sounds like.
Yeah. Never forget it. Never forget that sound.
Right. All right, Pat. We'll talk to you at 8:05.
All right, Matt.
All right. That's Pat Septic with all the news and notes you need to know in and around Beaver County on the 5s and 30s on AM Beaver County 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Good morning. You're on the show.
Hey, good morning, Matt.
Morning.
You're always entertaining.
Thank you. I appreciate
but
that.
I think you're barking up a wrong tree. You're like Saturday Night Live. You knock on the Catholics when it benefits you.
Here's the thing. You have to understand, I am Catholic.
No. Here's the thing. It ain't cool. It borderlines on discrimination and racism. That's all I'm saying.
Racism?
Cut it out. It ain't cool.
Well, that's your opinion, but I appreciate the phone call. Thank you very much. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. I mean, I'm Catholic. Pat's Catholic. We can have a good laugh about it, you know. That's what we do in the mornings. We try to have fun. We try to have fun here on AM Beaver County. And that's what you're listening to here on Beaver County Radio.
When an emergency happens,